Today we're making raspberry oatmeal bars. So first you're going to need an 8x8 baking pan. You want to grease that really well or line it. The original recipe says to line it with foil and spray it with cooking spray. I'm just using parchment. So go ahead and set that aside, and you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Next, we're going to melt 1 stick of butter, which is equal to a 1/2 cup. So once you've melted your butter, pour that into a large mixing bowl, along with the white sugar. Now, the recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of white sugar, but comments on this recipe said that these bars were really sweet. So I'm using 1/3 cup of white sugar. Then we need a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. The recipe says to use a light brown sugar. I only had dark brown sugar. Either will work, but the light brown sugar will give you a little bit of a more crispy crust. And then we're going to mix those all together. And then, oh, I forgot. We need to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I like to measure very precisely. Then go ahead and mix it all together. The melted butter will help break down the sugar granules and give you a smoother consistency in our crust. So I gave my mixture a little bit of extra love because I was trying to break down the sugar granules, and it's nice and smooth, but you don't have to do that. Next, we need 1 cup of white flour, along with 3/4 cups of old-fashioned oats. You want to make sure they're old-fashioned, not quick oats. And we need a pinch of salt. This is optional, but a little bit of salt helps flavors pop. I'm adding in about 1/8 teaspoon. And mix that all together. Make sure you scrape your sides and scrape the bottom. This is not going to be a super smooth batter. This is going to be more of a wet sand kind of feeling, but mix it all together. It's okay if it's a little crumbly. I stirred until there was no more dry bits left. And once you've done that, bring back your baking pan, and we're gonna set aside a cup of our crust. Now, this may seem like a lot, like I feel like I don't have hardly any left over in my bowl, but take what's left over in your bowl and plop that into your pan, and you want to smooth that out evenly on the bottom of your pan, pressing it out to all the sides. And if you feel like you don't have enough to make an even layer on the bottom of your pan, go ahead and grab just a little bit from your reserve crust. Then continue pressing it all out. And if the crust starts to climb up the sides of your pan, tap them back down. We need as much on the bottom as we can and trying to get it as even as possible so that each bar will be consistent across the pan. Once you have your crust nicely spread out into your pan, we need raspberry preserves. Raspberry jam is just fine. Now, the recipe says about 12 ounces of raspberry preserves. I had an 18-ounce jar, so I tried to get about 2/3 of the jar, and it gave me about 1 cup. And we're just gonna spread that out nice and evenly on top of our bottom crust. Now, I felt like I had a lot of raspberry preserves. I'll leave it up to you. I would say anywhere between 3/4 cups and 1 whole cup of raspberry preserves is good. The recipe says the raspberry preserves will be about 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick, and I just felt like I had so much more. But I would say between 3/4 cups and 1 full cup. Spread that out all the way to the edges. Again, you want delicious raspberryness in every bite. I tried to give it a little jiggle. Now we take that reserve crust and we are going to crumble that over the top. Now you can make big chunks of it like I am here and just spread them all out, or you can take it, scoop it out with your hands, and it'll feel like wet sand, and you can just kind of sprinkle it over the top of your raspberry layer, whatever you want. I did really big crumbles, and the next time I make this, I won't do such big crumbles. So personally, I would recommend just scooping it out with your hand and sprinkling it over the top, because it's such a wet mixture to begin with anyway, it's going to naturally clump up. Or you can do a little bit of a mixture of both. Like at the end, I took my remaining crumble and just sprinkled it into all the corners, again making sure that every bite has some on it. And then we pop this in the oven for 30 to 32 minutes, or until the edges are set and the center is just set. So this is after 30 minutes, and it's pretty jiggly and it wasn't very brown. So I put in for 2 more minutes. So after 2 more minutes, you can see a little bit of browning, and I just wanted to squish my big clumps of crust because I wanted to make sure those were cooked through. And that's when I realized how I wish I hadn't made such big lumps of the topping, just because I realized like, oh yeah, now I have to make sure those are cooked through. I ended up popping it back in for 2 more minutes. And it was really hard to tell if it was set or not, because your preserves layer isn't going to solidify. And because the clumps were so big, it took longer for them to turn brown on top. So back in, and I finally decided that the topping was cooked. I was getting some browning on there. And so I decided at this point that it was going to be done. And this was the point where I decided next time I make these, I will just sprinkle the topping over the top. Because in total, I put in for 30 minutes, and then I put it in for 2 extra minutes, and then 2 extra minutes, and then 4 minutes. So I had mine in for a total of 38 minutes. But it's okay if yours takes that long. It's not undercooked and it's not overcooked. And now we need to let it cool. And I know you're probably gonna wanna try it, but trust me, let it cool. If we don't, it's going to be harder to cut. Once they've cooled, go ahead and cut them. I decided to leave mine in the pan. Let's get one out to taste test. Now, it's kind of hard to see the layers here because when I cut them, I pressed the topping down into the raspberry preserves layer, but there are layers. There are 3 layers there. And I'll have to tell you, I made these on a Saturday and took them to church on a Sunday, and they were a hit. Would definitely make these again. I think you could easily use whatever flavor preserves you'd like to. Give them a try. Let me know what you think. I will be sure to leave all the ingredients and the instructions down below for you guys. And if you liked this recipe, click here right on screen and check out this one.